red lights are on. They go off. Moto2 is going 2022 here in Qatar. Good start by the poleman Celestino Vietti. Likewise, fellow Italian Tony Arbolino got away on the Alpmar VDS racing machine. Good start as well by Aaron Canet. He's come through from the third row. Lightning start by Canet, 9th to 3rd.
Nightmare for Pedro Acosta. That's him on the outside at turn 1. He'd already got away poorly. He's right down at the back of the grid, unfortunately, for the maiden Moto3 champion. Sam Lowe's also got swallowed up. He got sat up at turn 1 by Philip Salat. So two of the big pre-race favourites already in trouble.
Yeah, on board now with Lowe's, looking back at Joe Roberts, who was on pole position here a couple of years ago. Canet there in 4th. A very, very good start by the Japanese rider Ayagura, eyeing his first Grand Prix victory in both Moto3 and Moto2. He went from 5th inside that top 3. There he is in 3rd place.
Yes, Vietti's looking to get a break at the front. And here comes Canet then, who's already made his way through from 9th on the grid. He's already up into 3rd position.
You can just see him there. That's not where he wanted to be, having to work his way through the pack with those left wrist pumps. It's getting really scrappy, really messy towards the back of the pack, and unfortunately at the moment it's involved the reigning Moto3 world champion Pedro Acosta. A bit of a nightmare start to his Moto2 career. Well, he came from the pit lane to win in Moto3 last year. Can he come almost from the back of the grid here in Moto2 at the end of the first lap? You certainly would not put it past him, but a big task here. Canet lunges up the inside of Arbolino into turn 6. That was beautifully done by the Spanish rider. Excited to see what Canet can do this year on that Kalex chassis. A more consistent, rounded, race-winning, proven package for Canet. He's going to be a danger man in the championship this year.
And Canet looks like he's distancing himself now from Tony Arbolino in 3rd place. He looks a bit like a cork in the bottle at the moment, Arbolino. He's got Fernandez, Agura and Sam Lowe's right behind him. Of course, this is only Tony Arbolino's 2nd season in the Moto2 class, should I say, having moved up from Moto3. So he's learning all the time. And Aaron Canet is stretching away. He's making slight inroads into the lead of Celestino Vietti. But if you're looking at Augusto Fernandez, who's already a 2.5 off the lead, he knows with Arbolino starting to hold him up, it's time to get going.
Been impressed by Tony Arbolino this weekend as Vietti and Canet again exchanged personal best laps. Ayagura up the inside of Augusto Fernandez. There was room there, and the Japanese man said, "Thank you very much, I'm taking the space." He picks off Fernandez and then moves into 4th place. Arbolino didn't really show much of his full hand maybe in winter testing. He was always kind of mid-pack, particularly in that official test in Portimao. He was looking for confidence with stability from the rear end in fast corners, which is something you need. Here comes another brilliant move by Ayagura. He's starting to power his way into the podium places. Brilliant by Agura, up to 3rd. He's quickly, in succession, picked off Fernandez and Arbolino. Here comes Fernandez then on the inside of Ayagura. Perfect time to ride on board with the Spaniard. He continues his charge through the pack then, and now Augusto Fernandez up into 3rd place.
And Fernandez has shown impressive pace right throughout pre-season testing. He was quick throughout the Portimao test last month, and he was quickest on Friday as well. There is genuine pace in this Kalex and the rider on board it, Augusto Fernandez. He's now going to try and make sure that Ayagura doesn't just draft straight back past him. Fernandez is trying to hold the inside line so he can defend it to turn 1, but he's already having to tuck in behind Agura.
I think really Augusto Fernandez, it's going to type really. He just wasn't quick enough in those first 3 or 4 laps. And although now he's one of the fastest riders on the circuit, the top 2 men, which were last year, of course, on so many occasions, Gardner and Fernandez, they'd already cleared off and checked out, and history kind of repeating itself, it feels, a little bit here. And he's got his hands full. It's not a given. He's going to beat Ayagura and Sam Lowe's in the battle for the final place on the podium here, because Agura, he's riding a fantastic race here. We knew he'd be stronger this year with that experience. He's a class act. Many people think maybe he's going to be piling pressure on Taka Nakagami for the place in the Idemitsu LCR Honda squad next season in MotoGP.
Canet is continuing to hold that pace in the low 159s, and a lead of Vietti, which at one point was up over 2 seconds, is now down to 1.4.
Lowe's goes fit on the inside of Fernandez, and he's made it work. Of course, those two Mark VDS teammates together last year. They know each other very, very well. At times last year, I don't think they had the closest of relationships. And all fair in love and war as Sam Lowe's dives up the inside of Augusto Fernandez. Now, this would be a brilliant ride for Sam Lowe's. It will make up for the disappointment of missing out on pole position last night, and unexpected, I think, in many respects. Podium on course right now for him. He's still got to find a way through on the brilliant and consistently fast Ayagura.
We're into the second half of the race now. We're closing in on the part of the race where we're expecting to see perhaps a little bit of tyre drop for those who are on that softer option. Ayagura, as mentioned by Simon, is on the harder rear tyre option. It's probably going to be too late for him to close. He's on the top two. He's got 4.4 seconds of empty tarmac ahead of him, but he does have an ace up his sleeve in this battle with Sam Lowes. Lowes looking to attack down the main straight. He's in the slipstream now of the number 79. Is he going to have a go at the inside? It looks like he is. Lowes draws alongside Ayagura, and up the inside he goes.
Well, it's the old guard getting the better of the new guard in Moto2 at the moment, albeit for about 20 metres, because Sam Lowes getting just a little bit hot into the first corner. Ayagura, though, just leaving a little bit of room for Lowes to sweep back into turn two. What a fight this is for the final podium place here in Qatar Moto2. It's now back in the advantage of Sam Lowes. Arbolino loving this, because this battle is bringing him right back into contention for third spot.
Sam Lowes, who we thought might have been conserving some energy and some tyre earlier on, he just seems to be getting stronger and stronger. He continues to lap in the 159s, and it's Agura's pace that appears to be fading as Vietti comes across line. He's continuing to just plough away in the low 159s. A 59.3 that last lap, extending his lead now to 2.3 seconds.
Now then, Agura, he's been so good on the brakes on the front end into the first corner. He is again now and finds a way through on Sam Lowes. So Agura seizes back that third place. He's been there a few times already in this Grand Prix. You can't relax, can you, in that battle between Lowes, Agura, Fernandez, with Arbolino still just about in contention. He's only half a second off of that trio ahead of him. There is Pedro Acosta then. His hopes of a top 10 or top 6 or better were compromised by the early tangle right at the very first corner. He's in a pretty lonesome 13th place right now, as Lewis mentioned. Oh, aggressive. That was aggressive.
Fernandez goes for it up the inside of Sam Lowes.
He picked Sam Lowes up big time there. They rubbed shoulders. Fernandez, I think, felt like he had no choice but to be that aggressive, because he knows that Ayagura, looking so good in third place, he's obviously thinking, well, if Sam Lowes has got nothing for him, I need to pick up the baton here, get through on Lowes, and now set about finding a way through on Ayagura, which is not going to be the easiest puzzle to solve, although he's going for it straight away. Is he here? Into turn 15. No, Agura keeps the door shut. Celestino Vietti, what a dominant start to 2022 it's been for him. You can see there his Mooney VR46 crew in the top left-hand corner of your screen. They're going to be ecstatic very shortly. Likewise, the brilliant Aaron Canet. You can see there Hiroshi Oyama. He can't celebrate yet. He's got everything crossed as his man tries to resist and keep Augusto Fernandez at bay.
I think it's going to come down to turn 16 for Augusto Fernandez. He's having a look. He's going to follow Ayagura through these three right-handers. 15 coming up. We've seen him make moves there in the past. Can he get his way through there? He's having a look at the inside. He does go through.
Sector 3, there's the yellow flag out. In that Sector 3, Augusto Fernandez has been brilliant throughout this Grand Prix. Has he snatched the final place on the podium late on here in Qatar? He's run wide though. Oh! Agura lost the front. Agura lost the front. Can you believe it? And that looks like Sam Lowes will take third place. Lowes comes to the finish line. V is for Vietti. V is for victory here for the Italian in Qatar. Late drama. A brilliant second place for Aaron Canet. Sam Lowes after a truly dramatic final corner. Ayagura, well, look at that. That's an appropriate suit, isn't it? The checkered flag suit. Wow, what a final corner. Huge congratulations. A dominant performance by Vietti. He takes the win. Canet second. Sam Lowes does take the podium.
To second, but the victory, and the dominant victory, having led every lap right from the start. Celestino Vietti celebrates his maiden victory in the intermediate class. Vietti off to a flyer as Mooney VR46 take victory in the opening round here in Qatar.